Have you ever heard of the creepy doll that haunted its owners? Well, if you have, then you've probably heard about the Annabelle doll. But there are other dolls just like her. And today we're going to share 8 scary dolls that are just like Annabelle. So get ready for some seriously creepy vibes. Dolls are supposed to be fun and friendly companions for children. But these dolls took things too far. Some of these dolls were possessed by demons, while others were created by serial killers. Now let us dive into the world of horror and meet some of the most terrifying dolls out there. No. 8. Robert the Doll. Meet Robert the Doll, a seemingly ordinary antique doll with an extraordinary and chilling backstory. Created in Germany around 1906, this bisque socket head doll was crafted by the renowned doll-maker Kamar and Reinhardt, who used molds from the famous Simpsons character. However, what sets Robert apart is his unique set of glass eyes that were not standard at the time and were allegedly imported from France. The doll was named after Robert Eugene Otto, a wealthy 4-year-old boy who received it as a gift from his mother on Christmas Day in 1906. From the moment he received the doll, strange things began to happen. Robert would move on his own, shake the beds of those sleeping in the house, and even interact with other toys, leading the townspeople to believe that the doll was possessed by the spirit of a young girl named Mary Ellen. When Robert Otto grew older, he claimed that Robert the doll had saved him from drowning, but he also admitted to hitting the doll on the head with a baseball bat. He kept the doll until his death in 1974, at which point it was purchased by paranormal investigators, Mike and Mary Ellen Lozoff, who placed it on display at their Key West museum, where visitors report experiencing strange phenomena when near the doll. Despite its chilling reputation, Robert continues to attract curious visitors who come to witness the doll said to be one of the most haunted objects in the world. Number 7. The doll that predicted the tsunami. This story comes from an old Thai legend about a wooden doll, Po Nang. It is said that the doll could predict natural disasters such as tsunamis. One day, the villagers noticed that the doll was shaking violently, so they decided to ignore it. But then the doll started making regular movements, which caused fear and panic among the locals. They didn't know what to do, so they finally decided to throw the doll into the sea. But just as they did that, a huge tsunami struck the town, causing massive destruction and taking many lives. Some people say that Ponan's movements predicted the coming disaster, while others believe that she tried to warn the villagers to no avail. After the tragedy, people continued to find pieces of the doll along the coast, which only added to the mystery and terror surrounding this eerie tale. Number 6. Demi 1. Born in 1923, Demi 1 is a doll that has seen better days. She was once a beautiful French fashion doll, but now she's a creepy antique with a dark past. In 2016, she sold for a whopping $30,000 at auction. But before that, she was owned by a woman who got her fixed up for $800. That's right. Someone spent almost $4,000 on a creepy doll. But it's not surprising, considering the insane amount of money she eventually sold for. If you want to know more about this creepy doll, then I suggest you watch the video Most Terrifying Dolls in the World. We included Dame 1 on our list because of how much money she made at auction. But if you don't want to waste your time watching the rest of the video, then I'll tell you now that there are plenty of other dolls that are just as creepy and valuable. But you'll have to watch the whole video to see them. No. 5. Wendy the Witch Doll. Imagine finding a creepy doll in your attic that seems to be laughing at you. Well, that's exactly what happened to a Reddit user named Electric Dragon 86. He found the doll in his aunt's attic after she passed away, and when he posted a picture of the doll online, users couldn't help but feel uneasy. What made it worse was that the doll seemed to be taunting the poster with its laughter. Wendy the Witch doll was released in 1972 by the American toy company Ideal, and according to the urban legends, the doll was possessed by a demon that would make it move and laugh on its own. People reported seeing the doll moving in stores and even levitating above the floor. There were even rumors that the doll was responsible for a series of bizarre crimes. It's safe to say that this doll was one of the creepiest toys ever created. Number 4. The Hookman Doll. A Reddit user shared a terrifying encounter with a doll that he dubbed the Hookman Doll. He was visiting a friend in New Orleans when he saw a doll hanging from a tree outside a house. The doll was dressed like a hooker and had hooks instead of hands. But the scariest part was that it seemed to be watching him. As he approached the doll, he felt a sudden urge to break it and even thought about taking it home. But as soon as he touched it, he felt pain and pulled his hand back quickly. He described the experience as the single creepiest thing I have ever encountered. And it's no surprise that he didn't want to touch the doll. After all, it was clearly cursed. No. 3. The Curse of the Raggedy Ann and Andy Dolls. In the early 1900s, an African-American nanny named Hetty was forced into slavery despite being free. She eventually escaped and made her way to New York City, where she found work as a domestic worker. During her time in New York, Hetty met a young girl named Margaret and became close friends with her. Margaret loved to play with her Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls and would often dress them up in fine clothes. But when Margaret passed away unexpectedly, her family packed away her belongings, including the dolls. Years later, Hetty discovered that Margaret's family had given the dolls to her son, Johnny, who was now a troubled teenager. Concerned about the influence the dolls might have on Johnny, she confronted him about them. However, Johnny responded by throwing the dolls out the window. Enraged by his actions, Hetty put a curse on the dolls, predicting that they would one day come back to haunt him. And true to Hetty's prediction, both dolls ended up back inside the house through a window, causing Johnny to become terrified and flee to Florida. Even in Florida, though, the dolls continued to follow him, showing up in his new home as well. Eventually, he contacted a priest who helped him break the curse by returning the dolls to New York and giving them to a little girl who needed them more than Johnny did. Number 2. La Loba. El Loba is a creature from Hispanic folklore that has been featured in popular culture through books, movies, and TV shows like Charmed and Supernatural. The creature is typically depicted as a werewolf-like monster that preys on humans and can only be defeated by a virgin. La Loba has also inspired several creepy dolls, including one that belonged to two teenage girls, named Jenny and Annie. The girls bought the doll from a flea market without knowing its origins or the curse it carried. Soon after bringing the doll home, strange things started happening, like scratches on their walls and whispering in the middle of the night. Then one day, the girls found blood on their bedsheets and realized they had been attacked by a mysterious force. They tried to get rid of the doll, but it kept coming back, so they eventually took it to a church for a blessing. Afterwards, the doll never moved again, and the attacks stopped. Whether the doll was actually cursed or not, it's clear that the power of belief can sometimes be stronger than any curse. Number 1. Ophelia, the zombie doll. Meet Ophelia, a creepy doll with a disturbing history. Born in 1936, she was abandoned at an orphanage and raised by nuns. One of the nuns, Sister Euphrasia, treated Ophelia like her own daughter and dressed her in handmade clothes. But when Sister Euphrasia passed away, Ophelia was left alone. In 2011, a man named Jared French bought Ophelia at an antique store and brought her home to his wife, Diana. At first, everything seemed fine, but strange things started to happen around the house. One day, Diana found a video camera that recorded her dancing with a shadowy figure that looked like Ophelia. She also started hearing music and drums at night, and seeing visions of a girl who resembled the doll. Diana couldn't take it anymore, and threw the doll out, but she soon started having dreams about Ophelia, who told her that she was unbad, and that her real name was Evelyn. Diana felt sorry for the doll and took her back in, promising to love and care for her. Since then, nothing creepy has happened, and Ophelia seems happy in her new home. There you have it, folks. 8 scary dolls that are just like Annabelle. Which doll scared you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.